morning, all of you. We will continue with the civics chapter, electoral politics. We have already finished the chapter and we have understood the concept, the various concepts also. Okay, so now before we move on to the question answers today, just a quick recap. All right. If you remember in the chapter, we studied that why the elections are necessary in any democracy. What are the minimum things required to call any election a democratic election? What happens in an electoral? What happens in electoral competition? The demerits of electoral competition, and we also saw that even though the constitution framers they were aware of the problems in an open electoral system, but still they opted for it. Why? Because they knew that in the long run this would be beneficial. So they opted for that. And then we also had a look at the system of election in India. And so we had a look at the complete process from the marking of constituency till the declaration of results. We have seen it all, and then we have also seen that whether we can call the elections which are conducted in India as free and fair, democratic or not. So we saw that on a whole we can say that the elections which are conducted in India, they are free and fair, because bearing few some incidents where malpractices have taken place and bogus votes have been posed. Otherwise, the elections on the whole, they simply tell about the verdict of the people, the popular verdict, or the what the people really want. And so we have seen that also. And but at the end of the chapter we have realized that if we ask deeper questions, then we get to know about some of the limitations and challenges of our electoral system. So that all we have done during the course of this chapter. Now let's do the question answers. So the first one, what are by elections? Write down, what are by elections? And you tell me the answer to this one also. This is very short, small one. What are by elections?
By-elections are conducted um, if a candidate has died or resigned due to any problem, then by-elections are conducted to elect a new representative.
All right. To fill that vacancy. Okay. And what are general elections?
Normal elections that are conducted every 5 years.
All right. So when elections are conducted at the same time, all right, or in a matter of few days in the whole state or in the whole country, whole state obviously for assembly elections, country for Lok Sabha elections, then so when all the constituencies they go to poll or they vote on the same day or within a matter of few days, that is called as general elections. And when we just have elections to fill a particular vacancy that has been created by the death or resignation of a particular member, now that is called as by election. So that we have done. All right. Next, what is a party ticket? What is a party ticket? Write down the question. What is a party ticket? Okay, what is a party ticket? Who will tell me? Party ticket? Hmm. See, under nomination of candidates, under the heading nomination of candidates, the first paragraph, last line. See what is written there.
One party nomination is often called party ticket.
Okay. So political parties, they nominate their candidates and they get the party support and the symbol, and the party's nomination is called as the party ticket. Okay. Next. What is an EVM? What is an EVM? What is an EVM? Yes, class. EVM.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
it is the electronic voting machine.
Okay.
through which elections are taking place nowadays.
Okay. Electronic voting machine. Now it is used to record the votes. Okay. What do you mean by the term turnout? Turnout. Voters turnout. What does it mean? Voters turnout. Hmm? Voter turnout? What does it mean?
Ma'am, the voters who are eligible to vote, the people who are eligible to vote.
The people who are eligible to vote, they are there on the voters list. But what do we mean by when we say the voter turnout? That the voter turnout this year was 55%. What does it mean?
One percentage of the eligible voters.
All right, percentage of the eligible voters who really casted their vote. All right, means if out of 100, 55 they cast their vote, 100 were eligible, only 55 they casted their vote, or 60. So the voter turnout would be 55 or 60%. What is a ballot paper? What is a ballot paper? Check what is a ballot paper. Now we use EVM. Earlier we used to use ballot paper for the purpose of elections. What is a ballot paper? See, under the heading polling and counting of votes. Polling and counting of votes, the second paragraph. Third line.
Ma'am, it is written that a ballot paper is a sheet of paper on which the names of the contesting candidates along with party name and symbols are listed.
Right. So that is a ballot paper. Okay. So you will
Yes,
write
ma'am.
write this for the example of what is a ballot paper. What is a voters list? What is a voters list?
Ma'am, it is a list which is prepared by the election assembly to
Election Commission.
election commission. Yes, ma'am. Election commission for all the eligible voters who are eligible to vote. Who are all the people who are eligible to vote.
Okay. So voters list. Where do we have the voters list? Check and see. So this list comprises of the names of all the people who are eligible to vote. Okay. Now is this list made once and for all? Then
And revised after every 5 years whenever the election is going to take place.
alright. So it is yes, revised every 5 years. Why do you think it is revised? Why is it revised?
Ma'am, it is revised because some people become 18. Some people become 18 years old and they are eligible to vote,
Okay.
and some people also die, so they are not able to vote.
Okay. And then many move out of the state also. All right, they go and live somewhere else. Now they are not like many people who were earlier living in Lucknow, UP. Now they are not. They might be living down in Mysore. So now their name should be on the voter list of that particular state, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is why the names have to be updated. Okay, write down a few more questions. Enumerate the limitations. Enumerate the limitations of Indian elections. Enumerate the limitations of Indian elections. We have done the challenges, limitations of Indian elections, right? The last page of the chapter. According to your book, what is that page number? In my book, it is 73. What is the number in your book?
Ma'am, 51.
Okay, 51. So, page 51. See these written with blue blocks and blue block in front. 5 points are given here. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Candidates and parties with a lot of money and all that. So 5 points are there. Okay. Then next, explain the conditions that make an election. Explain the conditions that make an election democratic.
Ma'am, explain the conditions.
Explain the conditions that make an election democratic. Things required to make any election a democratic election. See under the heading, what makes an election democratic?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
5 points are given there. First, everyone should be able to choose. This means that everyone should have one vote and every vote should have equal value. Got that?
Ma'am, on which page number it is given?
In my book, it is page number 58. Tell me, okay, first tell me, this chapter begins at what page number in your books? Then I'll tell you. In the new book, new revised edition.
It begins from number 34.
34.
34.
Okay. Means the overview is on page 34 or why elections is on page 34?
Ma'am, I am using the old book only.
No.
Ma'am, overview is on page 34.
Okay, 34. Then turn to page 36. 36 in the new book. 36 and 37.
Yes, ma'am.
And 58 and 59 in the old book. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next. What are the restrictions? What are the restrictions placed on? What are the restrictions placed on political parties? What are the restrictions placed on political parties during elections? What are the
Ma'am, can you please repeat the question once more?
Yes. What are the restrictions? What are the restrictions placed on political parties during elections? Restrictions placed on political parties during elections.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, who will tell me the page number? See under the heading election campaign. Page number 45 in new books, 67 in old books.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see, first, if you see on page number 45, then according to our election law, no party or candidate can bribe or threaten voters, appeal to them in the name of, use government resources, spend more than, and then three more are given according to the model code of conduct.
Yes, ma'am.
Use any place of worship. Got that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Then give three reasons. Give reasons, not three reasons. Give reasons why. Give reasons why the system of. Give reasons why the system of reserved constituencies. Give reasons why the system of reserved constituencies was introduced. Reserved constituencies was introduced by the constitution makers in India. Give reasons why the system of reserved constituencies was introduced by the constitution makers in India. Yes, who will tell me the answer to this one? See on page 40, new book, 62, old book. Got the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
See from the third line, first paragraph. The constitution makers were worried that in an open cut, however, the constitution makers were worried that in an open electoral competition, certain weaker sections may not stand a good chance to get elected to the Lok Sabha and the state legislative assemblies. They may not have the required resources, education, and contacts. Then those who are influential and resourceful may prevent them. If that happens, our parliament and assemblies would be deprived of the voice of a significant section of our population, and that would make our democracy less representative and less democratic. So the makers of a constitution thought of a special system of reserved constituencies for the weaker sections, till weaker sections.
Yes, ma'am.
Marked all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, alright. Then what are the negative effects of electoral competition? Negative effects, or it can also be asked as the demerits of electoral competition. Negative effects of electoral competition or demerits of electoral competition. Yes, this I have already made you mark while we were doing the chapter. Turn to page 37 in new books, 59 in old books. Is it good to have political competition? The second paragraph. Check from the second line. An electoral competition has many demerits. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So start from the first one. It creates a sense of disunity and factionism. Then second, you have heard people of complaining party politics. Then third, different political parties and leaders often level allegations against another. Then fourth, parties and candidates use dirty tricks to win elections. Then fifth, some people say that this pressure to win electoral fights does not allow sensible long-term policies to be formulated. And the last one, some Good people who may wish to serve the country do not enter this arena. They do not like the idea of being dragged into unhealthy competition. Marked?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right. Then why? What are the main functions of the Election Commission of India? Main functions of the Election Commission of India. This you tell me. Which page we will find this? What are the main
Ma'am, what
functions?
are the main?
What are the main functions of the Election Commission of India? What are the main functions of the Election Commission of India? Which page?
Ma'am, page 69 from old book.
Page 69.
Ma'am, 69.
Okay. And new book, it is page 47. See on the second column. Second column. 4 points are given.
Yes, ma'am.
See, and the paragraph before it, very few election commissions in the world have such wide-ranging powers as the Election Commission of India. So whether it is given as powers or as functions, you will write these 4 things. This I have told you while we were doing the chapter. Marked?
Yes, ma'am.
Then
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
another question, and now the question and answer both are on page number 42 new books, 64 old books. 42 new books, 64 old books. See the second column. Box is there, yellow box. Educational qualification for candidates.
Yes, ma'am.
See, the question is also given there. Why is there no education qualification for holding such an important position when some kind of educational qualification is needed for any other job in the country? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the question along with the answer is already given in this box.
Ma'am, the whole box is our answer.
Yes, but when you write like if this answer will come, it will only be for a full-fledged 5 mark question. Okay. So
Okay, ma'am.
uh, just you can leave few things here and there, but otherwise if you read this, you will realize that you will have to write, because it is not difficult to understand. You understand it and then write it.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay.
but it is very easy to learn.
And the language and all, it is very easy, so it is not difficult to understand also, and we have already done it very properly in the class, so I don't think so there will be any problem, even if you have to reproduce it in your own words.
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is all the time we have for today, and when we meet again, then we will continue.